Over the last couple of years, there has been a steady rise in the amount of attention that women's hockey has been getting. Between the incredible Olympic Games and the stunners of the Women's World Championships, there is no shortage of high-quality women's hockey being played around the world today. However, even though there has been a significant rise in attention, I still feel that it is getting nowhere near the amount of attention that it should be. Like any hockey player, it all starts with a dream, and the dreams of a large amount of women's hockey players today have dreamt about where they are now thanks to Manon Rhéaume. She played an NHL preseason game and inspired almost every current women's hockey player that they can actually play in a male-dominated sport. One of those who dreamt big is arguably the best female hockey player in the world, Hilary Knight. The American has practiced with the Anaheim Ducks on multiple occasions. Then head coach Bruce Boudreau said, "Never say never. If she can play that well in this practice, there's a good chance she can make it in the league." Knight is a bona fide star and a role model for girls and guys alike. A lesser-known women's star in the making is Dani Camoranesi. Typically, when talking about women's hockey, people only focus on the big names such as the aforementioned Knight, but nobody talks about a player like Dani who has won a gold medal at the 2018 Olympics as well as a gold in the 2015 World Championships. Despite all of this, she still has to work in the summer because she can't afford to make a living based off of her wages from hockey alone. Marie-Philippe Poulin knows this all too well. After winning a world championship in 2015, she had to start working her summer job right away. Many consider Poulin to be the face of women's hockey in Canada, yet she can't even live off of hockey alone. These women are grinding it out every single day of the year and still put on incredible performances. The National Women's Hockey League and the Canadian Women's Hockey League. Both are considered to be major leagues, but both have suffered financially. The NWHL couldn't pay its players in the early going, and the CWHL has had their salary cap fluctuate a ton over its 12-year existence. And due to their playing being, quote, financially unsustainable, the CWHL announced they are closing their doors. One league failing could possibly be for the greater good of women's hockey. The two leagues have talked about a merger, but it never worked out. But with just one league now, this opens the door to more organization around tournaments, a higher amount of teams in a single league, and a single league that people can follow, but most importantly, corporate sponsorships. The NHL has said in the past that they don't want to sponsor two leagues separately, and since there is only one league now, the NHL stated that they would financially back the NWHL for the big amount of $100,000. Yep, that's it. A multi-billion-dollar corporation has decided that that is all women's hockey is worth to them. Truthfully, fans of women's hockey are few and far between, and it's unfortunate because it's so exciting. This is due to two things: exposure and poor marketing. Due to a lack of a TV deal, fans can't see the game and fall in love with it, and the league doesn't market themselves at all. If only men and women could see the exciting action on a regular basis to see the hype that is surrounding women's hockey. The style of play of women's hockey is surprisingly very physical. It's stated in the rulebook that you can't hit in women's hockey. Well, think again. It's such a competitive environment that it does get physical and the refs let it go, but it remains high speed and has a high entertainment value. International play is where women's hockey truly shines. It's best on best, and for years now, it has games been considered for best of the year right up with the men in the NHL. The international stage allows more people to become fans due to games being on TV, and it allows for big moments to play out right before our eyes. It used to be just Canada and the US as contenders for international glory, but in recent years, the game has been growing around the world for women. Just this year, Finland made the finals of the World Championship for the very first time. International play is becoming a showcase for the world, not just two nations. To summarize, women's hockey is the underdog sport you should be cheering for. A sport with no TV deal, a sport where its athletes have to work in the summer to afford to live, a sport where its big brother will barely help them out, a sport that is getting noticed. And despite a lack of major sponsorships, women's hockey continues to shine through. Wherever women are playing hockey, I hope that they realize that they are role models for young girls all around the world. They are living proof and are showing that they can achieve any of their wildest dreams by playing hockey or in their day-to-day lives, even in a male-dominated industry. The women's hockey world has shown time and time again that they will not go away quietly. They continue to provide stellar games, a physical style of play, and just like the men, they are willing to do whatever it takes to win at the highest level. Women's hockey deserves more attention. This is the hill I'm willing to die on.